See, things have come to head, time out for scare you, scary route today. And follow us down Courage Lane, they cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke, like we chiefin' on a pound a day. But not talking intoxicating rage, not this is far more tragic than what's comprehended. This has got to stop, I don't understand everything as a man. I'm authorized by God to make this petition, believe it, especially when you hate and aim to kill a man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TOTB, the Thinking Outside the Box podcast. We have made it yet another week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you everybody that's been subscribing and following the show. Thank you everybody that's been supporting us. Thank you everybody that's been sending the messages to the shows. Make sure you be sure to subscribe at TOTB_show on YouTube and on the NDTV network. Check us out, download the app. You'll see us right there, Thinking Outside the Box podcast. All right, my name is Reggie Moon Ford. I'm going to introduce the men of TOTB first. Then, of course, I'm going to get to our guests. We have some lovely guests on the show, right? Of course, my name is Reggie Moon Ford. You can find me at the NASSOCIETY on Instagram. Directly to my right, we got the Moolah man himself, Mr. Moolah Monster. Tell him what's up, man. Where can they find you?
You can find me at Moolah Monster Collections on Instagram. Check me out.
You know, right over to the left, we got the scholar, the philosopher himself. B Scholar, say what's up to him. Where can they find you?
Salute. Meet me at Black_Scholar00.
Nice. So right next to him is the man who needs no introduction, Mr. Holy Grind. Tell him what's up. Where can they find you?
Blessings, great people. You can find me at Holy Grind on Instagram.
Nice. And we are Thinking Outside the Box. We're going to have some great guests on the show. We're going to get to them right now. Right over to the right, you may know him as a man that be on my podcast, Now Society. My man Cornell, man. Tell the people what's up. Where can they find you?
What's going on, everybody? Find me on Instagram, gold_mind_CEO84. Also check me out, my clothing line, goldmindclothing.store.
Nice. Thank you for coming on the show, brother. We appreciate it. Right over here, over here to the far left, we got another special guest, man. Thank you for joining us, my man. T, tell them where they can find you and everything like that.
I'm on Instagram. I'm the real T Simp or T Simpson. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Nice.
I'm social media low key.
Nice.
Shout out to low key.
Shout out to being low key, man. There's nothing wrong with that. I've been there for a long time. I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Thank you.
So with that being said, we have a lot of guests on the show, man. And what I want to do, this is a different type of show. We do a lot of different shows, man. A lot of different things, a lot of different topics, right? There's an event that happened in our community that hit home. Anytime something that hits home within our brethren, we want to bring awareness to it, right? So Mr. Holy Grind, man, please tell the people what we are talking about today.
Okay, so on April 1st, it's not getting any national attention, but we lost another one of our dear young brothers, 25-year-old Deshaun Tatum. Fatal gunshot wounds, a couple of them, by the Rock Island Police Department. I was reached, my cousin Titus Judon from Iowa actually reached out to me and told me that his friend cousin had got murdered by the police. And he put me in contact with some of his family. And actually one of them got back to me. And in regards to what happened, and instead of me making speculations about the things that happened, we decided, let's get on the line or get somebody on the line so that they could tell us exactly what happened outside of what the police was going to report or what they have reported, because we also have a report that we will make accessible to you as well, and as well as give his aunt, who we are blessed to have on the line today, Donalda McDuffie. Donalda McDuffie, are you there?
I'm here.
Ms. McDuffie, thank you for joining us on this platform. We know this is very hard for you, but we thank you for joining us. We know that this is important to bring awareness to the society that we live in, because what happened was just wasn't right. It wasn't right. And we thank you for coming on, and we're going to ask you some questions, but first and foremost, tell us whatever you feel like telling us or the society about what happened.
Pretty much we got to look at this as the same way they running around, the same way they killed George Floyd. If we don't do a call to action, this will go unheard of. This is a fight, like I told you earlier. I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to rest. We will get justice. This one here, I'm not letting it slide. This is actually the second young man in Rock Island, Illinois, that they've killed by the hands of police force. The first one, from what I understand, is they so-called criminal. Actually, the third, Darren Langford, was one of the ones. Another one, they shot and killed in the back. He was running from them, but they said he had a gun. I don't know what happened. I do know his baby mother. He was running away from them when they shot him. My little cousin, Deshaun Tatum, was running from them. So April the 1st of every year, we do a balloon release for my grandmother. She passed away April the 1st. April the 1st of this year made 13 years. They were there to release the balloons. We do it every year since she passed away in 2008. This is how we celebrate her life. Even though, everybody goes to the graveyard and visit. But April the 1st is just extra special to us, and we hold that near and dear to our hearts.
So we got a police report here that we would like to read off to you. And you tell us if it's anything in this police report that was issued out that is falsified that you know of.
So what we were issued as far as the Rock Island police report is read. On April the 1st, 2021, at approximately 6:19 p.m., Rock Island police officers observed a known wanted suspect who was considered armed and dangerous in the area of 12th Street and 31st Avenue. Preliminary information indicates that as officers started to approach, the suspect fled on foot while being seen in possession of a handgun. The suspect was pursued.
Let me stop you. When they approached him, they did not even say Rock Island police. He noticed they was approaching him. They walked toward him, and he said, "Sister, word." They jumped out the car and said, "Deshaun, put your gun down." They never announced they were the police. He had a black book bag on him. He began to backpedal. He took off running. He jumped the gate. The sister said if he did have a gun, they claimed they found the gun behind some type of machine or a building. They never found the gun on his possession. He never waved the gun at them. And these are his sister's words, and she took off right behind her brother. She said, go ahead. That is correct. These are his sister's words. They were at the gravesite. She said, "Cousin Nella, I wouldn't lie to you." They jumped out on him and said, "Deshaun, put your gun down." He never had a gun, she said. She said, "No, he never had a gun, I swear to you." She said he always, and he always keep his like book bag. Always. He always had a book bag.
Okay.
As we continue, preliminary information indicates that as officers started to approach, the suspect fled on foot while being in possession of a handgun. The suspect was pursued to a nearby gas station where the suspect hijacked a car from a female bystander. As officers, go
He
ahead.
didn't hijack no female bystander.
You say he didn't hijack anyone?
He didn't hijack nobody's car. He didn't even have a gun. How do you hijack a car and you ain't got no gun? And let me break it down to you. I don't know if y'all got to watch the video, but how you hijack the car, you jump in the car. And you're going to read on that, they say he supposedly dragged two officers. But if I'm going in reverse, how am I dragging you? Let me walk you through. I made it there, and when I even got there, because I came off of work, and from where I work at to where he was at when it happened, it took me approximately 10 minutes. I did 100 from Davenport, Iowa to Leather Street in my car. I'm looking at it on my engine, and when I got to him, I counted 8 bullet holes in the front of that car. So if he was dragging y'all, he was trying to go forward. That car went in reverse. He went into the building, which is a chicken shack. So I'm gonna let you finish reading, and then I'll jump in.
Okay.
All right.
Help you out as much as I can.
Thank you. Thank you,
you.
sister.
The suspect was pursued to a nearby gas station where the suspect hijacked a car from a female bystander. As officers attempted to physically extract the suspect from the car, the suspect began driving in reverse, dragging multiple officers before crashing into the building, during which time multiple officers fired their weapons. The suspect and 3 officers were transported to Unity Point Trinity Hospital, where the suspect succumbed to injuries. The officers were treated and released.
So now I'm gonna stop you. If and when y'all get a chance to watch the video, no officers were on the ground, not even when I got there. I was yelling and screaming, let me help y'all help him. Let me help y'all help him. There was not one officer on the ground.
We saw that. It definitely wasn't. We did get a chance to see, some of us got a chance to see the video. There was no police, no on the ground. We lost her. We get her back.
Get it right back.
Thinking outside the box.
Definitely.
Special edition.
Voice to the voiceless.
Indeed.
We hope everybody is paying attention to what's going on, because this is definitely an exclusive about what happened. If you're not familiar with the story, please get in tune with the story. We're here with you, man. Continue to go ahead.
So the only body, as I was seeing on the ground, was Deshaun Taylor. There was one person, giving medical attention. There wasn't not one, not two, not three, not 9 officer. You know what the officers was doing? Get back. We're gonna make you. Get back. Everybody out. All they was trying to do in the video, and I hope you guys all get a chance to watch, because I'm going to go get a 9-minute video, and I'm going to also send to the young man that reached out to us. But the first video was my uncle. You guys have access to that through his wife. She's my Facebook friend now. But the only person on the ground needing medical attention was Deshaun. Now, I was allowed by an officer that knows our family. He said, let her pass, let her go. And in the midst of me letting me go, I noticed my daughter trying to race. I turn my attention and I take my daughter, I toss her back to her car. An officer comes up, Mason, myself and my daughter. I turn my body. I had on a pair of sunglasses and a mask, because I always keep on my PPE, because I am a medical assistant. So I'm never without something protecting me. So as I'm getting maced, I still make it to him, maced and all. And I'm noticing there's a bullet hole to my cousin's head and a bullet hole to his chest. He was able to squeeze my hand for a few seconds. The gentleman was still giving CPR still. And I reach out and I know, and it seems seconds seem like hours and minutes. I was on that ground every bit of 10 minutes. No EMTs were present, but that one. And I want to say that was a firefighter. And then you see in the video, finally, they come with the paramedics. Then they asked me to move so that they can remove him. But I'm going to take you to a little bit of history about my guy. The hospital isn't even a mile away. It might have been 4 or 5 blocks away. Literally, from where the shooting happened to where his body was. It's only maybe 4 or 5 minutes a drive. It ain't even that. When I tell y'all you can go up the hill and around the corner and you at the hospital, that's how close the hospital was. There was no way that I should have made it there before the ambulance needed. I should have been meeting them at the hospital, not making it from Davenport, Iowa, which is across the bridge. Now, mind you, on a good day, that's probably about a 20-minute drive. So I don't feel like y'all even called emergency response. And from what his sister said, she heard 6 shots. And when she made it to the where he was, they were shaking him out of the car doing CPR on him.
So just to be clear, you're telling us, we just want so that everybody here understands, you made it from Davenport, Iowa to Rock Island quicker than they made it than the hospital made 5 blocks to get to him. Which would insinuate that they probably didn't even call it in right away.
They didn't call it, because they said 2 officers got hurt. Where was they hurt at? The only weekend I seen was an officer that ran up on one of the boys. One of the boys knocked his. I was in the customer, I'm keeping because I know it's the podcast. One of the boys rocked his ass. Because he thought he was gonna make fun of the girls, and see, we in our family, we strong. But see, right now I don't get to be weak. This is my strongest hour right now, because right now I'm in a fight for my cousin Mike. His dad will not be just another death by the hands of a cop. And see, I'm gonna give you a little bit of history. They don't like us anyway. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. They don't like us here anyway.
So can I ask you a question, man? Because I'm super curious about the whole Mason part when they mace people. Like
Yes.
to the guys on the panel, in your experiences, what is the protocol for an officer to use mace on people? What is the reasoning for using mace on people?
If you ask me, that's supposed to be their way of crowd control. That's how you control a crowd. We ain't dogs. We humans.
But
They knew that with the magnitude of what they had did. See, let me give you a bit of history of Deshaun. Deshaun was the type of person to, if you didn't have no food in your house, he was gonna buy you some groceries. If your kids didn't have no shoes, he was gonna buy them some shoes. If you needed a bill paid and he had it, he gonna pay that bill for you. And when I say he loves kids, he was gonna buy rock food and barbecue and feed them block.
so tell us, he left behind any siblings and children?
Deshaun has two sisters. I feel like in our unit. And he has a brother on his dad's side. Yes.
Okay.
His two sisters. His sister Avi, our dad's son, that he was around every day. That he left with her uncle, and they called him Uncle Bean. Because he would call himself Bean. He leaves behind his other sister Avi, his other sister Anna, who has two children. Aduni and Maya. He leaves his mother. My cousin, which is his father, was also killed by a gunfight.
So his father was murdered too.
I mean, he leaves to mourn his auntie Patricia, his cousin. He has a host of cousins that love him.
But
He
you
leaves four children, maybe 5. I'm not for sure.
okay?
Because he's a young man.
Right.
Hey, they all got kids. I know 4 for sure. He's leaving here. That they don't have him no more.
Wow. So speaking of relatives, I want to talk about this video because just to support the fact that he didn't even need a gun based upon where he was at. Y'all was having a balloon release for the 13th anniversary of the death of his grandmother, right?
My grandma passed away. Yeah, my grandma passed away.
Okay, and the person who did the recording that I got hold to is actually a recording that was taken by his grandfather, correct?
That's his grandfather, John McDuffie. Yes, it is.
And in this recording, it was a lot of people around here, and all this was his family, correct?
Yes, yes.
So they were not far away from the gravesite.
Right. The grave site is not even 50 feet away.
So he had no reason to even have a gun on him.
No. It's a store, a daycare, which is owned by the family. My cousin Tommy Irving owns the daycare right at the Mr. Graveyard.
Go ahead, bro.
And when the police jumped out of the car, did they have any clothing on that identified them as police?
All the sisters said they said was Deshaun dropped your gun. She said never. They never said police. They said they got off and dropped the gun. Never said police. She said they said Deshaun dropped your gun. She said, now my brother, you know how he is, and I know him like a book. He did that put back cut and flipped it. So it just took off. The boy he had a work too. I'm not gonna lie to you. We used to have family races. Y'all know the races you get in the street? You get your shoes off. And you could don't bet against me. Bet with you. Don't do it. You bet with him because if he's gonna take everybody's money, he's gonna walk away with some money. Don't bet against him. Bet with him. Because the boy can run.
And have you been able to find out?
But this is gonna mess up even more. Deshaun had a couple of encounters with the police, and he done ran from them. And they never stop him. They always say, we'll catch him when we catch him. And they laugh it off and go off.
And have you been able to Have you been able to get any information as to how the police figured out that Deshaun was armed and dangerous?
What I heard from another person was, so there was a shooting a little bit over last week, and supposedly a person that didn't like Deshaun and Deshaun locked eyes, and that person did get shot. Well, he supposedly told somebody that Deshaun did it because him and Deshaun had passed words before they locked eyes. But how can you pick on one person when you beefing with the whole city and all your enemies is out? Because you locked eyes with one person, you said he did. So from what we hear is that person's girlfriend called the police several times. Several. On April the 1st and said, Deshaun's riding around and said call with guns. But mind you, everybody can attest to this. Deshaun had just woke up an hour before the balloon release. He hadn't even been outside.
Let me
And that was
stop.
from his girlfriend. They had to sleep on that.
Wait a minute. Let me go back. So you saying this could actually be over a girl?
No, they didn't know the girl. His girlfriend said that Deshaun had to sleep on day.
Okay.
So an hour before the balloon release is when he woke up. But the young man who was shot last weekend, his girlfriend supposedly made 4 calls to the Rock Island Police Department. And I'm waiting to get confirmation. They said she made 4 phone calls and said on 4 different accounts that Deshaun Tatum was riding around with a gun in a car.
Mm-hmm.
So what you did, young lady, was you got a kid killed that had been asleep all day. And there's cameras where he was at, where he lived at, to show he never came outside. We trying to get them cameras, but we believe the police have already got them so that we can get it. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so is there anybody that you've been able to reach out to locally, as far as any politician that is willing to help you look more into this case?
Thurgood Brooks is running for mayor of Rock Island, Illinois.
Okay.
Okay.
And let me tell you something, they don't want him in here. They don't want him in here. He's trying to put together things because we don't get him in here. When he becomes mayor, he's going to put together a task force that will go out with the police. And we want the police, but they don't go out with the police so that we can make sure this don't happen again. Because this here is actually number 3. There was Darren Langford, another young man, and now Deshaun. And we don't get no answers. We don't get no justification.
We need to put Rock Island Police on blast right now. We need to, put the microscope up under them right now,
Yes.
They need to be
Yeah,
under a
most
real
definitely.
duty. Because when I say they don't want to admit it, because Rock Island is set to get a whole lot of money. And Thurgood is planning to put that money into Rock Island. See, Rock Island is beautiful, don't get me wrong. I was born and raised here. But it don't feel like home. Like when we was growing up, we had events to go to and places to go to and projects in place. Like one of his programs he's gonna come back in places, book club of the month where he himself as mayor is going to pick a book for every grade level. And he's gonna read that book with him. They're gonna talk about the book. They're gonna talk about events. Thurgood Brooks also coaches football for Rock Island High School. He himself went to Rock Island High School. He himself played football and basketball. He played with Jason Randall. Him and Jason Randall are the best of friends.
And you know what, Miss McDuffie, we realize that this is a time that you and your family is going through a lot, and you know what, we're not taking this lightly. That's why this show is about bringing awareness to what's going on in our society. We thank you for taking this time. We only have a few more questions. We're gonna let you go, but first of all, before we ask you,
Y'all understand this fight that's in me is a fight that I've been trying to. I keep my family so sane. When I say they call me the peacemaker, because see, everything at that hospital wanted to be when they heard he was dead. I told them one thing for certain, 2 things for sure. Quiet the mind and the soul gonna speak. Now watch me work. I don't want none of y'all to binge. I don't want none of y'all to sleep. I don't want none of y'all to move. I want y'all to back up. We're gonna leave his face here. And I don't want y'all to do anything that's gonna cause him to get any harm to anybody else. And now, Mike, it was over 100 people out there. Had I said go, they would have tore every police up out there. But see, the mind is powerful. Mind, body, and soul. And when you say, order my steps in your word, and you hold on to them words, you can move a mountain. And that's why nobody moves. Nobody. Everybody moves back.
That's huge. That's really huge. And I really appreciate you for even admitting that, first of all, because that's big. I'm going to ask the guys on the panel if they have any more questions before we let you go. And then before, you can say your piece about what happened. Anybody want to ask her anything right now about what happened?
Ms. Duffy, I don't have a question, but I got a statement. I just want you to know you and your family, you loved out here. And so we want you to know we may be far away, but we got love for you. And we relate to you and we sympathize with you. And this is our prayers to you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Amen. And we pray that the exposure that you can get from our podcast, that it will help you get this message out there, and that this is not just another incident that swept under the rug.
All I'm asking y'all share it. Because right now, that whole police force to me is corrupt. There is nothing acceptable about nothing that y'all did. I can't accept this. I can't accept a lot of things, but this right here, and y'all did it in front of my grandbaby. He's 9. My daughter, she's 12. My other daughter, she's 25. And when I get the other video, I'm going to share it with the gentleman that he can share with y'all. I want y'all to watch the video. I want y'all to take a few minutes, set your phone down, and take a timer. And time how many times you hear my daughter asking them, where's the paramedics? Why are they not here?
Definitely.
Most definitely.
Definitely.
Ms. McDuffie, I have one more question.
Go for it.
Is the Rock Island Police Department equipped with body cams? And have you been offered to look at any of that footage?
From what I hear, yeah, they have body cams, but the one that shot him, the initial shooter, did not have a body cam.
Oh,
Look at
wow. How ironic.
How ironic is that?
And that seems to
That's
be
what I was told. The initial
ongoing
one
theme.
that actually shot the first bullet did not have a body cam. Everybody else that was shooting had a body cam. And when I tell you, he laid on that ground, I told the young man earlier, when I went to his dad got shot, I had his blood on my hands. When I made it to him, I have his son's blood on my hands. So now I have to wash not only his father's blood off my hands. Years ago, I now had to wash his son's blood off my hands. I said, they don't understand the fight now that it's open. This is a fight to the end for my family. I will get justice for him.
So what I'm going to say is, here on behalf of TOTB and the guests and the viewers that's listening from NDTV and from YouTube, right, via social media, wherever that anybody's listening to, we will not rest until justice is brought to this situation. You know, our people are getting killed senseless too often, and it's becoming too normal. So we're going to fight. We're not going to stop. We're going to fight. Is there anything else that you want to tell the people that's listening, the viewers, anywhere around the world? Let them know anything you want to say to them right now.
All I can tell everybody is this is a fight to the end. If it starts with Eden. If we cannot stop these police from killing these babies, they will continue. They will walk away. See, they get to walk on home. On the 2 minutes they leave with a paycheck. We the ones going to the morgue, and we the ones going to look out the cash.
Come on now. Yep.
We going to pay for the burial. We the ones that I'm gonna take you back. If we go and another black man would have killed him, they would have told us we would have went to court. They would have gave that man 70, 80 years. No question that a cop gets, but that cop, he gonna walk away. But see, the same thing you do to us, you gonna do unto others. The Bible said that he was without sin cast the first stone. Well, y'all all got sin. So when you took that first shot, that told me, was you without sin? No, you was not. You got your own sin, because every man does sin. You're born into sin.
That's huge.
And see, that's what people got to understand. Stop getting on these, like how y'all do this amazing podcast. We know it's gonna fall behind. Oh, but that's the no. See, the media gonna pay them to be, the police record, so what? So what? Let's talk about who the man he really was. Because the police have chased him plenty of times, and they never shot him. So y'all picked April the 1st, on the 13th year of our grandmother's passing, to kill him. That to me says Y'all wanted to do harm. Y'all wanted us to remember other than my grandmother. Y'all was gonna make a scene for us to remember. So what you didn't anticipate was the fact that was gonna come behind it. And now I'm still trying to keep all these young folks that followed him, that loved him, I'm still trying to keep them at peace. Because when I tell you that angry, and like I keep telling you, everybody, if you quiet the mind, the soul will speak. Don't pick up the bottle right now because you're angry. Don't go smoke that blunt because you're already mad. Quiet your mind and let your soul speak. Knowledge is power, and the power is in the knowledge. Pick that book up. Pick up the 48 Laws of Power. Go get you a law book. Pick these books up that they don't think you're going to open up. Open up that book. And when you feed your mind, you're going to feed your soul. And when you feed your soul, so your mind and connect, it's going to speak. And it's going to speak so loud, you don't know how to control it. But you're going to know how to endure it and beat it and roll with it. They got to understand that in order to beat them, you got to get on the level with them. And then you got to overpower and overlevel them with your mind. Not with your fist, not by tearing up no buildings. You got to do this so calm and collect. Till you're going to scare them for how you move. Because you ain't tearing up no buildings. You ain't spray painting no walls. You walking in there with your suit and tie on, or your amazing dress suit on. Let's get out. So see, the worst thing to give somebody is an educated person. That's what they fear the most, education.
So, you know what? This alone, just your presence, just your voice on this platform is so important. And we thank you for taking the time. And we know this wasn't easy, especially during this climate in the society we live in. I want you to know, first and foremost, we are here. We are extended family of yours, and we are going to be here throughout the whole process. If you ever need anything, feel free to contact anybody on this platform right now. But we're not going to keep you, but we just want to thank you for taking this time to come on and talk to us about what happened. You know, we're going to reach out to you and your family. Anything else you want to say before we let you go?
If any of y'all want to reach me, my email is msnella7@gmail.com. And I am on Facebook. It's Donalda McDuffie. So if y'all hit me on Facebook, y'all hit me on Messenger. I will always, I'm always looking for help. Any way that somebody can point me to somebody, because I got a few things that needed to talk about. I'm fighting some other battles out here. I got one cousin sitting, he's been in jail for over 10 years. He was convicted of a murder with no evidence. He got 16 years. His daughter just turned 16. I've been writing letters. I've been doing what I got to do. So I've been fighting a battle for a while. These two, it's like Allen County and I'm fighting a battle already. Now I got a video county to fight. But I ain't giving up. My fight don't stop. My grandmother raised a widow. She raised a strong black woman. And when I say I got the soul of my ancestors, I carry the soul of my ancestors on my back.
Amen.
So I want to thank each and every one of y'all for allowing me to get my cousin's story out there, shine a light on an ugly situation. No, it ain't easy, but like I told him, I don't get to grieve. I'm a big cousin. His mama can't do it. His sisters, aunties can't do it. His sisters can't do it. I'm that big cousin that he called every day. Nella, where you at? Oh, you at work? Where you at your house? Well, I'm in Burlington, baby. I'm doing the COVID vaccine clinics right now. I'm going to see y'all as soon as I get back. He told me, okay, I got your son with me. I said, okay, that's good. I'm that cousin.
Amen.
I'm the one whose hand he held. And I knew when he let my hand go when he put me in the stretcher, I might not see him no more. But I can tell you, he was trying to see some people and start to gurgle on blood. I told him I would never see that. He was trying to tell me something. And that's something to me to fight this fight for him now. So I'm fighting this fight for him, and I'm not going to stop.
Well, I hope you know that you're not alone. You have a group of people that's going to fight with you. You're not in the fight alone, man. Once again, we definitely thank you for taking the time just to come on. We're going to be in touch with you throughout this whole process, but just know justice will be served as long as we have something to do here at the TOTB podcast. Once again, thank you for taking your time. We'll be in touch and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, we're going to take some time. Each one of us is going to take some time to go in on this topic because Man, listen, over the last year, 2 years, 3 years, police brutality, killings, violence by police has been so prevalent in our community, right? But it's something different when it hits home to one of your own, you know? And I want each, you know, that's why this panel is here, because my man Cornell, you know, he works with, you know, youth, teenagers that's in the system, and that goes with people, goes with violence and gang activity and things like that. So he's familiar with it. You know, my man, same thing. He's been around people that's been in the system and been with gun violence and things like that. Everybody on this panel has something to say about what's going on in our system. So tell me what you think about not only what happened to this young brother, but the whole idea of police killing our people for damn near senseless reasons.
Well, I'm gonna say, I've been saying it since show one about the police. Y'all been on my ass. Y'all been on my, I've been telling y'all, it's the police. You know what I'm saying? Because they not abiding by all laws and policies.
Yeah.
They not abiding by them. They living life like some cowboy. You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad for it, because you look at it like, you know, we were just talking about like being a runner. You know what I'm saying? When I was in the streets, I was a runner. I done ran with handcuffs on. It's real life story, you know what I'm saying? But it's like them cops get tired of chasing.
That's
They
what
get
it sound
older
like.
and older.
That's what it
And they
sounded
get tired, they like, every time I see him, I gotta, you know what I'm saying, sweat. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know,
But that's your job.
exactly.
That's your job to offer hand. It's not
Exactly.
your job to be judge, jury, and execution.
That's right.
That's
right.
your job. If you gotta chase them, you gotta chase them.
That's right.
It's not your job to kill them because you tired of chasing them.
That's the new norm, though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they get away with it. It's so easy for them to kill, and then, oh, it's a pat on the back. You see what I'm saying? Well, or you ain't gonna get much time. Or you see what I'm saying? I think that's the idea they're painting into these officers' head. Like I remember I watched the movie. I don't know if you guys watched it, American Skin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When they killed this young boy, but he ain't have no gun. They killed him, and the officer got off. And the father, right? He went into the police station and took over the police station,
Yeah.
held them hostage,
Right.
and was like, "I want justice for my son." And I think, damn near, that's what's about to happen now. A lot of times, our people are about to start taking action to their own hands. I mean, Corn, I want to know I really want to know what you think, because you work with these teenagers every day. And what is your thoughts about what's going on in our society?
I mean, me personally, I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of seeing our young men and women shot down, and then someone can walk in a church and shoot 10 people, and he's apprehended without harm. And he had an AK-47.
Giving a bottle of water and stuff. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
driven to Burger King to
Yep.
get a meal.
Yep.
A meal. They rewarded that young man for what he did. And it's like, why are unarmed African-American people deemed as a threat?
Can I say something without take emotion out of what I'm about to say?
Okay.
Because I'm a part of the body, right? Like, have we ever so we know that in a sense we being hunted in a sense like that. So you know it's important that we're aware of our circumstance, right? And so our first reaction is to be angry and to react with violence. But if we thought about this deeply, would it be unfair to say that the police officers are afraid of us? And
Us as black people?
like if we start thinking about, have you ever thought about that they really don't see us as people? No. And so when you get that concept, so if they don't see us as people, then how should we be treated if they see us like that? And I'm not defending the police officers. I'm just saying, like they see you how they treat you, right? And so once you understand that, then it's up to you to decide how you gonna move forward.
What you got to say about that, brother?
I mean, it's the system. The way law enforcement interacts with the community is totally different from when I grew up.
Okay.
We knew the officers that patrolled our neighborhood. You know, we spoke to them. You know, we knew, not to do anything because, that cop right there don't play.
Right.
He ain't gonna call you mother and father. He gonna, he gonna take you to the station, work you over, and
That's it.
that's it. Basically, he gonna give you a whooping in place of your parents because he know that your parents taught you better.
Well, that's because those was police. There was police in their own community.
Right. They were policing their own community.
So we don't have community.
The system has changed. Now you don't have cops that live
In the community.
Big.
policing the community. They don't know the people.
Right.
They don't want to get to know the people.
Right.
The interactions that they've had with the people they've,
Haven't been pleasant.
contacted or,
Right.
or had to arrest, and it's never been pleasant.
Right.
So they assume,
All of us are this way.
bingo.
That's what I'm saying. So if I like what you're saying, and so there's no community, and so there's no relationship, right? So the only thing that they know is we are what they hear. We are what they see on the TV. We are the music, and this is how you deal with them.
Definitely, we
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're attached to reality too. Don't get it twisted. Some of these officers are some of the people you went to school with, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So don't act like they think you just an alien out here. You know what I'm saying? They know who the hell you is. I'm gonna tell you what it is. They not accountable. So if you look at it, if they didn't get a lot of accolades as far as building career as a police officer, they got a lot of stars in doing this, right? Then they get that one scar of maybe shooting somebody in the back or breaking somebody's nose, right? Then all those accolades still is firm with the team, with the blue, what they call them, the blue, right? You know what I'm saying? They still, still affirmative, right? But it's like that one scar, they go a little bit further. Okay, I broke his nose. I still is well, you know what I'm saying, around this police station, they still look at me as this, you know what I'm saying, this go-to guy when it come down to getting these people off the street. So it goes from here to here to here, and then somebody get killed.
It's an
You know what I'm
elevation.
saying? And then they look at it like, what's the worst that can happen to me? The police officer's gonna have my back. The witness, we're gonna have everything intact. The judge, you know what I'm saying? And if I do get scarred, I'm gonna do 2 to 4 years locked up. It's not enough accountability for the officers.
The conviction rate is less than 1%.
And that's what they hang on. That's what they hang on, the
Yeah.
conviction rate of officers.
Yeah.
However, me and Scholar was talking about this maybe 2 months ago. The best way to do it is to tell them the city not finna pay nothing.
Right.
It's coming out y'all pension.
Right. So we have to look at the economics behind it. Like, so if you say there ain't no repercussions and they don't have to pay these fines, then I heard somebody say all black people need to get life insurance. So we'll let the insurance company deal with that. Because if y'all kill us enough and the insurance company rates come up, they'll want to step in. They'll be like, man, y'all got all our rates coming in. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but I'm just saying, if it's not coming out of their pocket and they not being demonized for this behavior, then what can we do to correct it other than be angry?
That's the only way, because they love their dollar more than they love us.
Oh, most definitely.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't. Well, I ain't gonna say love, because they don't love us, but they respect their dollar. They love their dollar more than they respect us. So if you start tapping into their money, the others, like, this is y'all pension that we pulling this out of. All y'all gonna be affected. Then you even have other police that start making other police accountable.
And listen, and that's true. And it's a lot of the stuff been swept up on the rug. Believe me, if they put the microscope up on the Rock Island police, you know what I'm saying, they'll find some more stuff. It's just, this just caught the highlight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because she was also telling me, and I don't want to get too much into it, maybe we'll get it back or something, but she was telling me about how small of a town it was, and one, the young man who got killed before actually was sleeping with one of the judge's daughters.
As the plot thickens.
Oh, wow.
Was her girlfriend back in high school.
Wow.
So this same, so I'm like, so you see how small the town is, and it's like, and they knew him. They had to know they was gonna be at the graveyard, so they had to know it was the anniversary. This is something they do every year. This we could find them at. You know what I mean? So,
But even with that, it's a small town. Sean was asleep all day.
yeah,
The person been making these calls. Why they ain't stop by his house?
exactly.
Right.
Why they ain't stop by?
Exactly.
They waited till he was with his family.
Yep. Well, they knew he ain't had no gun.
They wanted to be on
They
some
knew-
police.
They knew he
They
ain't had
ready to
no
be the
gun.
police.
You right. Why not go to his house?
Why not go to the house? Why make this big scene in front of his family? You know what I'm saying? Like it's
They was gunning for him.
yeah. It was.
And then the shooter didn't have no body cam.
Well, I mean, they built a profile.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I asked. I said, you know, how did they come to see him as being armed and
Yeah, how did they associate him with being armed? and
Where did they
dangerous?
get that information
Information
from?
Yeah.
So
somebody called and said
yeah,
they seen him.
it
with
was
a gun.
it was a call.
So my question is to everybody that's tuning in, once again, thank you guys for tuning in to the Thinking Outside the Box podcast. Be sure you hit that subscribe button, like and share, right? We're talking about definitely a serious topic here. I think my question I want to ask you guys chime in, be sure you comment and subscribe wherever you're listening to. I want to ask the panel, the guys on the panel, do you think interaction with the police at any instance is beneficial to black people?
Not in Rock Island.
I mean, me personally,
Any interaction.
me personally, I
with
try to
police.
stay away from them.
Okay.
I make sure I got all the tags on my car. I make sure I got enough air in my tires.
already
I don't
know.
even want to be around
I
them.
think we got to meet in the middle.
I do too, because I don't
we
wanna
can get any
yeah.
type of
Yeah.
interaction.
Right.
We got to meet in the middle. There got to be some things that got to be changed. You know,
Addressed.
Right.
and addressed. You know, because it's too many youngins, especially in Chicago, man. It's getting wild. You know, and like I said before, 2021 starting to look like 2020.
And I'm a piggyback off. I don't want to live in fear, so I'm aware of what's happening, but I don't want to be afraid to interact. And I don't want to say that all police officers may be bad people.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying? It's like it's taking the emotions out of it. Are all of them bad? Do some of them really save lives? But what I would say, why we ain't never interviewing the police?
Man.
See, I want the police to come up here and tell us how they see us. Because if they work for us, right, then they have a responsibility to see. We're not bringing the people who work for us to the table.
But if you even brought a cop here, if you even brought a cop here, well, let's just say if we was to interview Derek Chauvin 2 years ago.
Okay,
How do you feel about black people? And this and
Right,
that. He would
right.
have sat here with the whole song and dance. Oh, y'all cool with me.
Right.
But he
I got a
harboring.
black friend.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All my friends
I
are
think I
black.
got one too.
I got a black girl.
I've been invited to the cookout. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so
Oh, you said we're gonna get the hocus pocus.
yeah, they gonna give us
Yeah.
the hocus pocus. No one's gonna be like, nah, if I get around one of y'all, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna do that.
Right.
Well, any officer who thinking, all the viewers and y'all looking, you're an officer, we want all the smoke. Y'all want to come up here and, you know, come on this platform.
Open platform.
Yeah.
You know,
Open platform to any police officer that want to come up and give an account.
what I want to say is that my point, you guys, I mean, this is just my point of view. This is the views and opinions of Reggie Ford is not of thinking outside the box, right? My opinion is anytime the police is involved in anything regarding the black person, it's a 50-50 chance that black person is going to get killed.
Uh-oh.
So
60-40.
and I really went, it's more than 50-50. I was being nice. So that's why I say when it comes to situations now, I mean, I'm not for domestic violence and things like that. If a girl and a guy get into it and she called the police, you know, I'm not saying that she shouldn't. I'm just saying anytime police is involved and they come to your crib, they come to your car, they come to
It's
your...
not going to be good.
It's a 50-50 chance, a black nigga, he gonna get killed.
My thing is, name a mass shooter that's been killed by the police.
Good point.
We done had people walk in movie theaters
And
and do all
then
types of
how many unarmed black men, women, and children have been killed by the police? That list
Yep.
is up here.
It's lopsided.
So
and the mass
definitely
shooter
lopsided.
list
Yep.
is down here.
so in a sense, it's kind of been normalized. Okay to kill black people.
Yeah.
It is. I
mean, just think about it. 'cause that's
my
what
thought
you're really
on it-
saying.
The country
thought
was
on
built
it-
on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
my thought on it is we have a target on our back.
Right.
I mean, even with me serving in the military, you know, and having some experience in law enforcement, and I had 2 degrees.
Right.
So I'm still wary of interacting with the police. I mean, most of my interactions have been okay.
Because you here.
They've been fine.
The fact that you here, you made it.
But I've had run-ins with some police where it's like, look, man, you trying to escalate the situation. I'm not trying to go there with you, but I see what you're doing. So, you know,
Because as we seen,
a good
even
point.
I'm gone.
with black officers, the skin
That makes no
color
difference.
outweighs the badge. It's all about the blue until it comes to the black. And what I mean is, you could say you a police, but you black, and they still will hem you up, profile you, you know, and make you go through, and then you got to fight to get a lawsuit against them. You know, you like, I told you I was a police officer. We done seen that numerous times.
But grind, that's been going on for years. I mean, think about what's the movie? Boys in the Hood, when they pulled over. And the black dude, he was hemming them up.
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing. Just because you would think because a black man has on the shield that, you see what I'm saying?
But I'm talking about the other way around. I'm talking about you can actually have a black policeman pulled over by white police, and he could be in plain clothes and can identify himself. I'm a police officer.
They've been shot too.
And they've been shot.
Yeah,
And
that don't mean nothing.
but I thought it was this blue code.
Oh, the code. Okay.
Against the
Yeah,
code. We
yeah.
ain't
that's
supposed
why-
to stick together.
Yeah.
And
We
that's
stick
why-
together until it come to me doing something to disrespect you or to violate your rights.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then if I do violate your rights, don't go blasting it out there. Don't start no trouble.
Right.
It's a code. We got to stick
I think that's what I
Stick
hate.
to the code.
The hate, the reason why we have that much hate, you know what I'm saying, for the police officer, because ever since we've been shorties, it's been what you're saying. It's like we've been, you know what I'm saying, racially profiled, and some of the black cops just been hemming people up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'd have been choked out before by police. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, and I ain't afraid to put y'all on blast too. But I ain't gonna do that though. You know what I'm saying? Cause I will do that, but I ain't known that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I hate. I seen a little thing on Instagram. A little kid was shooting basketball, and the police officer just rolled by, and he kind of like hit himself behind by the truck. And I was like, he's 7 or 8 years old. And that's how his mentality is.
I saw that too.
That's wild.
Let me ask you a question. Like, what do you think other communities or minority communities, how do you think they would react if the police did this to their people?
Talking about Caucasian?
I'm talking about the minority. Like, let's just say, because, you know, on the news, we always just hear about, at least I do, just black people mainly, right? But do you think this happened to the Asians, the Hispanics?
It don't happen to them. That's why we don't know what happened. Because it don't never happen.
What I'm saying is, okay.
It
Most of them are them.
Most of them are there.
It always happens.
They never be
Right. To us.
It always happens to us.
I mean, wait, I had to ask a question.
Yeah, that's them, man.
I mean, even if it do happen to the minorities, black people's, we're the one that's publicized on the news.
Okay,
What we're doing is publicized, not what, you know, a Caucasian or a Hispanic, you know, what we're doing bad in the community is publicized on CNN and things like that, right? Our deaths is being broadcasted about what we did. You see what I'm saying? I think that's what's being more thought of. And that's why I said that anytime authorities is brought into the picture, like, don't get me wrong, like, I have sons, you guys have sons on this panel. I teach my sons, look, if you're pulled over by the police, if you have any interaction with the police, yes, sir. What can I do for you? Anything. Because as soon as they get an inkling that you being combative, that's their right to pull out their gun. You see what I'm saying? So I just have a different view about it.
You think white people telling their sons that?
Oh, you know that.
They don't have to train. They don't have to teach their kids or train them how to interact with the police.
Come on now.
Because you see, when the first time they have an I know my rights.
Come on now.
I know, and they talk bad to the
Crazy
police.
to the
They
police.
talk crazy.
And the police walk them through it. So calm down, man. You know what I'm saying? The police will walk them through it. Calm down, sir. I'm just doing my
You gonna
job.
talk them down from the ledge?
Our situation, they quick to peek and
Let me ask a question from the
I think, hold on, before you said that.
Right.
I think sometimes on how nice you is. I know you're supposed to teach, you know what I'm saying, your son, all that. Sometimes you thinking how nice you is, they get more on that police shit. I'm telling you, like, you know what I'm saying, no sir, yes sir. Like, I greet you as a man. You know, I'm keeping it 100. I greet him as a man, you know. Most of the times, you know, I always get, oh, don't lie to me. I hate to be lied to. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I'm saying? You want to do more than your job. You understand? But don't get the big chest on me.
You ain't my dad.
You ain't my daddy. You ain't gonna be trying to teach me and show me nothing.
I've had that experience.
Stay in your lane.
Let me say this. I don't think we gonna change the situation by trying to convince them to treat us fairly. That's just realistically. Like we can probably come up with 1,000 incidents about. But would it be unfair to say that maybe we should teach our kids to become the police?
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like strategically, we want them to be sympathetic, but then again, we have to think strategically. So if we got young males, then we need to tell the importance about how we need to move in this direction to protect ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
We should tell our boy, you need to become the police to protect your community.
Good money.
If you out here want to bang bang, then you need to bang bang for your community against those people that will really want to harm
But
us.
there's a
You get what I'm
system in
saying?
place to keep us from being the police.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a
That's
system.
good.
Say that again.
There's a system
Yeah.
in place
The-
to
the-
keep us from being the police.
The psych test, for one.
The psych test.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even just look at the numbers. Here in Chicago, look at the number of, look at by demographic: whites, blacks, Hispanics, Asian police officers. There's not that many.
Right.
If we had them numbers, you would see like it's a drastic difference.
So then we should challenge our politicians to deal with that issue. So we always voting these people in, Republican and Democrat, and we ain't never tell them what we want.
They ain't even fixed
But that's a whole
the
nother
ACT
topic.
yet. You think
Right,
they gonna fix
right.
that shit?
But what I'm saying is, listen, they probably ain't fixed the plumbing, but what I'm saying is, me running down the street getting whooped ain't gonna solve it either.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I ain't telling my kid to be the police. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
man.
and it's hard too because that got to be something.
I'm just saying.
That got to be something done collective.
So, you
Because
want to your
one
son
person-
just to survive?
No,
One
I'm just
person ain't
be
gonna
the
make no
police.
difference.
They ain't police or die.
No, what
Shit,
I
come
ain't
on,
saying
survive.
I ain't saying to be the police, but I'm saying some of these things that you say that you got a problem with, somebody gonna have to get in there to be better.
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna sing together because it's bad. But somebody gonna, I ain't saying they gotta be your kid,
Right,
but
okay.
somebody
Oh,
gonna
yeah, for
have to
sure.
be the change that you're
For
looking
sure.
for. Somebody gonna have to make that sacrifice.
Like
Working
Miss
for these
McDuffie
white
said,
folks.
learn the law.
That's it.
Pick up a book, learn the laws, learn your rights, and then, you know, if a police officer, you know, pulls you over or tries to stop you and tries to, you know, play with your civil rights and everything, you own them.
Right.
You know?
Some of them are in the grave too.
And the main thing is, no matter what they do, try to stay calm. I know it's hard.
It's definitely
But
hard.
try to stay
It's definitely
calm.
hard.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, because I've had run-ins with police officers after working all day, going to school, and then being pulled over right in front of my house. With my kids up in the bedroom watching over something stupid. Oh, it looked like you was traveling pretty fast. Man, I saw you in the rearview mirror, man. You know.
Yeah.
I had a cop lay out by my crib. Like he was just sitting there waiting for me to come to the crib and pull in the driveway. Soon as I pull in the driveway, he pulled right in my driveway right behind me with the lights on.
Yep.
But T, you was talking about when we were younger, community made it seem better, right?
It did.
I'm not saying, so either we gonna have to get back to community or we gonna have to come out with a new mousetrap.
But, I mean,
We gotta come out with a new mousetrap.
That's
Yeah.
part of the change in the system.
Right.
The way policing has changed though, it's drastically changed over the years.
Right.
You know, it's becoming more militarized versus more community.
Right.
They
And it
pulling
needs
up
to
the wrong type
go.
of vehicles
It needs to
now.
go back the other way.
But we better be at the table.
Yeah, of course.
Gotta bring something to the table.
we gonna have to sit at the table.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I want to say about that to everybody, once again, thank you guys for tuning in to the Thing Outside the Box. We have different shows, but this was a needed show.
Yeah.
This was a needed show. Be sure you subscribe, tell your friend, tell your auntie, tell your cousin, subscribe. we want to bring awareness to what's happening to our community and to our people, right? Everybody that's on this panel has something to say about what's going on, the injustices in our community, right? Before we sign off, of course, we're going to give our plug and our info, right? We got a lot of things coming up for you guys to stay tuned as well. But before we get off, I want everybody, just to give our viewers a lasting impression about what you think should be changed for our community as a whole to stop this stop happening for us. What you got, Quan?
Man. All right, let me try to keep this short. Oh, man. I think for one, when the police respond in our area, the community needs to come outside. We need to police them.
Okay.
We need to watch them. Everybody should have a phone out. I don't care if it's a basic traffic stop. I don't care if it's, I don't care what it is. If you see the police flick on their lights, a car pull over, or they got some boys hemmed up on the wall, everybody needs to come outside and put them on film. Because the problem is, another thing, the police control the narrative of what happens at the scene.
Yeah.
Because the first thing that happens, what happened here? Oh, well, the guy did this and the guy did that, blah, 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 and he had a gun, and officer so-and-so fired 3 shots. And then they can say, hey, we found the gun, So if we are at the very beginning of the incident and we follow it all the way till it's done, even when they don't have their body cameras on, we got them on.
I love it.
That's right.
That's
right.
My man Moolah, what you got?
Man, change. I think we need more individuals like what you doing. What you doing, what you doing, what you doing is what you doing. We need to find more people alike. And that's how you get back to community. It ain't too many people we can find, who doing the things that we trying to do. Providing the platform, for the voiceless. You see what I'm saying? So, it's a long list. It's like a whole Santa Claus list of what we need to change and all that. You know what I'm saying? But, I like what we doing here, and each individual on their own, doing for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't go on. I got 20-year-old beef with police. So listen, don't mind me. I'm not gonna go there. So, I just think like that, So more people like us, that's it.
I love it. Scholar, what you got?
I would say we have to change the way we think, and we have to take emotion out of it. So for the young people out there willing, we need to consider becoming the police ourselves. So we also need to consider studying the laws more, be involved in the politics. We have to really think outside of what we always been doing and start thinking about how can we get ourselves in these key positions so we can start making these decisions and protecting our community.
Love it. Grind, what you got, man?
And I think we got to definitely educate our children and our people, period, about the laws, but understand that the laws is not to be used to be combative in certain situations when you face the police, because regardless of what I'd rather my child make it home safe. So if they do something illegal to you and you abide by what they're asking you at that time, we'll deal with that later. It's not for you to fight and be combative with them because you feel like they're breaking, your civil rights. If people are coming out recording, you will be surprised at how many people have proof that they violated your rights.
Yep.
Therefore, then if you have the knowledge, then you can go back and sue them, but yet you're still alive. And that's what we need to do, and that's what we need to focus more on.
I love it. T, what you got, man?
Get involved. People go back and forth arguing about the two political parties, and that's fine, but vote for whoever you want to vote for, but at the same time, hold those politicians accountable. They have Facebook pages, they have IG accounts, they have Twitter accounts. If you see something going on in your neighborhood that you don't agree with and all of that stuff, get vocal, and let them know how you feel. The more you let them know how you feel, and the more people that do that, then you can get them to
push change.
push your narrative, to change what's going on in your neighborhood.
I love it. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, we about to sign off, but on behalf of Thinking Outside the Box, first of all, I want to thank our guests, man. I really Y'all don't know how important y'all is on this show, on this panel, man. Thank y'all. Y'all are definitely
Appreciate
welcome
it.
to come back anytime because this is needed, man. This is needed. Now, sometimes we talk about a different topic, different stuff. You know what I'm saying? We look crazy, but man, we appreciate y'all. Everybody that's tuning in, man, thank you for subscribing, for liking, for sharing, for commenting. Be sure you find us on NDTV Network. That's Thinking Outside the Box podcast. Also on YouTube, it's TOTB_show, right? You can find me at Reggie Moving Forward on Facebook and the Nas Society on Instagram. One more time, where can they find you on Instagram?
Gold_mind_CEO 84, or you can shop with me on goldmindclothing.store.
Love it, love it. Support Black by Black. What you got, bro? Where can they find you?
Moolah Monster Collections, Instagram. Check it out.
There you go. Scholar.
Black_scholar 00.
You know it, grind.
At Holy Grind on Instagram.
Salute. T, where you at?
The real T Simp, IG.
I love it. I love it. Guys, we are going to be back next week for another great episode. But once again, if you don't take nothing else from this show, take that we are at war.
Yeah.
Black people, especially black men, black boys, black teenagers, black whatever, as a man, as a whole, we are at war with Caucasian authority. Caucasian people in general, but definitely Caucasian authority. It's time to take a stand. We salute everybody that's standing for the cause. Just know, we ain't gonna get away from it, all right? Until next time, we are
Thinking outside the box.
Salute.
See, things have come to head, time out for scare you, scare reroute today. And follow us down Courage Lane, they cages in, break down the gates. We want all the smoke, like we chiefin' on a pound a day, but not talking intoxicating rage, not this intoxicated. This is far more tragic than was comprehended. This has got to stop. I don't understand everything as a man. I'm authorized by God to make this petition. Believe it, especially when you hate and aim to kill a man. You do not have the right to